I heard stories of parking lots full of cars.
Nothing good ever follows I've heard stories. Morning, everybody. How you doing? I'm Zach Clapman of The Smoking Tire, and today I'm driving a vintage Ferrari, and I'm pretty happy about that because I've never driven a vintage Ferrari. Every Ferrari I've driven has been 2012 or newer. So this is kind of a visit to where they came from, and this car and this name, the Dino name, is actually pretty special and important to Ferrari in general. But this is Caspar. Caspar will do the handshake, even though I know we already did it earlier.
Yep, absolutely.
Caspar and his son, Elias, drove from Paonia, Colorado, and are on probably one of the coolest road trips I've ever heard of, because you're driving a vintage Ferrari on some of the best roads in the entire country, from the twisty Colorado to the twisty California. Went to the Peterson. I mean, you're putting it all together. You were peaking way too early. You were having way too much fun so early in life. Yeah. Like, your car life is already really, really good and better than most people. So tell the people what we're sitting in. What year this is. Let's talk about this car for a minute.
Okay, we're sitting in a 1976 Ferrari Dino. This is a Series 1. It is one of the last cars to be a Series 1 Dino. It's a 3-liter V8 in the back, completely mechanical car. The only power that goes to the back of it is the fuel pump. It's a driver, obviously. We drove it here from Colorado.
Amazing.
I do all my own wrenching. We put this car together, and on a hope and a prayer, Elias and I drove it out here to California, to where the car culture is thick. And I have to give a shout out to Saul at the Peterson for an exceptional vault tour.
Awesome. That's an amazing place. Amazing place. The Peterson's amazing. The vault's amazing. And the people there know their stuff too. I kind of feel like the Peterson is like the Wailing Wall of the car culture. That's so well put. That's so good.
It's like this thing. Like
you go there and pray that you can one day own all those cars. You're like, I hope one day I can have all of these cars or drive half of them.
So I love. I like my vintage cars, and I like wrenching on them. I like driving them, and every car that I have is a driver, and we hope to bring all of them to California.
You should. This is just sitting in it, these days, like the C8 Corvette and the new Ferrari, they have all the dash things are canted towards the driver focused cockpit, and it's talked about it's a new thing. Everything here is aimed right at me, and I love
it's Ferrari.
Ferrari's gotten way better at interiors. Italians in general, but you can just look at this and it looks like one of us made the dashboard. And I'm not trying to insult you or the car.
No.
It just looks like we went to the Home Depot and we bought aluminum sheeting and then cut it in these circles and then just screwed it to the dash and then put the switches in. These toggles would be perfect in a movie car from space, but from the 80s. It would just look right at home.
Yep.
Amazing. Clear gauges, prototype wheel. I'm really excited. It's such a strange thing. There's a 2+2. It's a mid-engine 2+2. I could only find 2 other cars Ferrari made that had that. And obviously one was the 208, which followed this, and then the Mondial, which followed it immediately. But how many cars can you think of that have a back seat with the engine behind it? Besides 911s, which is rear-engine.
Which is rear engine. This is a mid motor.
Right?
I'm stumped. I am actually stumped. And the 208.
It's really weird.
The 208 is a 308 with a 2-liter motor.
Yeah.
Just for Italian laws.
Was it just an emissions get around?
No, if it was a 2-liter motor, they didn't have to pay taxes, and the Italians hate paying taxes. So
that's true. Well, this has the good motor. This has V8 aluminum, 200 horsepower in America, 240 in Europe. Yours has cams and some stuff, so we don't really know what it has.
Right.
But it sounds amazing, and it throws a ton of smoke when you turn on. So, heaviest clutch I've used to memory, I think. You said give it lots of gas.
Floor it.
Floor it beforehand?
Yeah, floor it and turn the key.
Floor it and turn the key.
Yep. Floor. Oh, yeah.
A little pop back there.
That's the gas. Those are the demons.
Wow. Yeah, it throws demons, smoke, and fuel straight out the back of it.
It's a revy little thing.
Okay. Wow, yeah, revs to 75?
Yeah, I got the revs, it's limited at 8.
Okay, well, I'm not going to go near there because I don't know how to fix this.
Yeah, no.
But
go for it.
Wow.
It's totally solid up to 75.
Vintage Ferrari revving to 75. The visibility, this is just like, sitting, I don't know, sitting on the grass. All right, 1 to 2 shift is slow. This is one of the best best shift action I've ever used. Okay, steering is heavy on the ends, kind of like lighter in the middle. Got a little there's a little dip in the power band right there. See, now the steering's light, it's light off center and then it firms up a bit. We're not using a lot of the wheel. Because modern Ferraris the steering is so light. It's incredibly fast, but
it's a mechanical car. You feel every single thing.
Yeah, absolutely. Then it weights up a bit. This is like sitting, any mid-engine car. It has the best visibility of anything on the planet.
Yep. Exactly. Give it the beans.
Oh, and now, so down lower there's a different sound.
Yeah. Well, you're going through a number of different jets.
Yeah, okay, let's talk about the carburetor setup in this car, which makes no sense. It just sounds incredibly complicated in its simplicity. It's 4 carbs.
It's 4 dual throw carburetors, and each one goes straight into the motor. There's no intake manifold, so each carb has to be perfectly synchronized, or else you get little pops and spits.
So it goes right into the combustion chamber. It's basically like
straight in.
Early, simple form of direct injection, but without any of the accuracy or specificity of a modern jet, that mists the fuel. This just pours it in there.
Yeah, right. And it's really a very advanced carburetor. It has idle jets, progression holes, primary jets, and
oh man, you can just bask in that sound forever. These brakes are quite good. The pedal firms up really early.
Yeah, they're mechanical.
No power assist.
No.
Wow. Okay. But there's the pedal travel is nice. I don't know. Sometimes you drive an old car and the brake doesn't grab for the first 4 inches, and you get nervous. Because this is really nice. Oh, but that's so good.
It's a really neutral car too. You can.
I'm definitely not driving as fast as you were.
Yeah. Well.
And that's fine with me.
Yeah. No.
It's
it's all good. It slides. It's not a scary car. It's not a 911.
Well, I'm not going to get it near the limit where I find that out, but for all intents and purposes, it does feel. You can feel the DNA to a modern mid-engine car. And this, I guess, to give context to people, nowadays we think of the mid-engine supercar as being commonplace. It's well, yeah, of course you would do that. But the Dino, the first Dino, was the first road-going mid-engine car that Ferrari sold. It wasn't a race car first, and they had raced mid-engine cars for a long, long time. But Enzo Ferrari was we shouldn't sell that. Normal people can't handle it. Oh, it's too dangerous. And that's why when it first came out, they sold it with a V6, because he's okay, we'll do that, but only if it's slow. Jump forward, they put a V8 in it, and they realized how well it sold and how well the Miura sold, and now it's a standard. This was kind of this was the second toe in the pool of what if we sold mid-engine cars to the public. Pretty cool.
Yeah, there's interesting things. So the Dinos are an even number serial number, and all Ferrari race cars are even numbers, and they raced this car at Le Mans in 74, and then in 75 Ferrari got into a match with the FIA, and the car did not start. But it has race car DNA. It also, because of Marcello Gandini, who penned the Stratos and the Miura, and at that time Ferrari was really hurting as a company, and there's a lot of speculation that Porsche was selling a lot of cars, Lamborghini was cutting in, and Ferrari's like typical front motor, rear drive car was, it was time to diversify. He had to break into another market. And I really see this as a direct competitor to the 911 at the time, where he said, no, we can do that and we can do it better. And I've driven 76 Porsche 911s and it is better.
Is it?
Yeah.
What do you like about it that's
It's
better?
more power, it handles better, it's more exotic, it's penned by Marcello Gandini. You know, it's got this lineage to it that I love Porsches. They are my favorite cars. But they're not Ferraris, and they're certainly not a Dino.
Yeah, it's a unique car and idea within what I think is kind of a unique car, because I don't know, like you said, 911s to me they're very impressive. The engineering is really good. I've come to respect them and appreciate them a lot more in the last couple of years. What is this person doing?
Well, yeah.
All right, hammer down, second gear. Woo. You know what? It's not. I mean, we're at altitude a little bit, and of course, it's not throw you in the seat fast, but it's fast enough, and it sounds good, and it looks amazing. Man, I can feel what the back wheels are doing through my seat. Like I can feel them going over the little bumps here.
Yeah.
Through this like rather comfortable seat. And when I first walked up to this, it's like waist height. I didn't think we'd be able to fit, and there's actually quite a bit of headroom in this car, even despite how low it is.
My friend jokes that these are made for two fat smoking Italians.
Yep, probably. Well, Italians are like they're two sizes. They're either very small and kind of fit, or they've enjoyed
The fromage.
the fruits of their lives, right?
Yes.
And these cars need to be able to fit both, as long as you're not over 6'2".
No, we put a 6'2" guy in here.
Wait, his head got to touch the nice pleated.
Well, lots of people are 6'2", their legs are long. You've got the seat back forward 2 clicks.
That's true. That's true. I had to move the seat all the way up. I'm 5'10".
Yeah. So he fit.
You know what?
Which is insane.
This is not a tilt steering wheel, I assume.
No, that's how they do it.
The angle is absolutely perfect. Which I know that like F40s. Well, I've never driven one, but from what I've watched, the steering wheel is tilted forward strangely, almost like a truck.
Yeah.
And then this is the right angle. I wouldn't change a thing about how this is shaped. Ergonomically, the pedal box is pretty good. It's a little off to the right. The pedals are kind of staggered. It's like clutch pedal, then brake, then gas. Like in terms of the reach.
Yeah.
Turn around here.
Yeah.
It's a sweetheart.
You might be able to make this one.
Oh,
Yeah,
right. You said that the turning radius. All right, that's full. Oh, that was fine.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know. I'm losing words because it's so like fun and interesting. Because old cars have a special thing, right? They new cars. I don't know. Maybe it's just that whole like you don't appreciate it in the moment it's there, and then okay, wait 40 years and now it's special again. How were these received when they came out? What did the people think?
I heard stories of parking lots full of cars.
Nothing good ever follows. I've heard stories.
No, they really weren't very well received. People were really disappointed. They went to the Ferrari dealership and all that was available was this car. The Berlinetta Boxster was available in Italy, and people did bootleg them into the United States. Mm-hmm. But that was it. I mean, Ferrari was on tough times.
Right.
They were not winning races, and they were a tiny little company, and they were full of passion.
Yeah, 75, this was the only car they brought in. They had a winning season that year, but you were also running into like the fuel crisis, probably had something to do with it. They had their upper tier cars, which were really expensive, their front engine cars, and they didn't have anything priced against the 911. That's part of why they built the original Dino. And if you're wondering why that car, the first Dino was so like shapely and curvaceous like the rest of their cars, that was done by Pininfarina, and that's what they did. And then this car, as you said, was done by Gandini and Bertoni, and they had, he did what? Countach, Diablo. Bertoni did the Diablo, and they also did the Stratos.
Stratos.
They knew angles, and Pininfarina knew round. It seemed like.
Gandini did lots of concept cars. All of them are off the hook. I recommend that anybody takes a look at Gandini's portfolio. It's really fascinating. An amazing car designer. I put him up at Harvey Earl for the Europeans. Just an incredible guy.
Yeah, they did a lot of like one-off concept kind of treatments. They have a very long roster of stuff, and like I don't know, as the 70s and 80s arrived, design in general went to a more angular shape, and they seem to do really well with it. Put in the Mondial, because that followed this car.
That follows this car.
That looks like two cars crashed into each other, and neither one was happy. That's I don't know what happened there. There's like some Fiero. There's too many vents.
Yeah. I don't even know who designed them with the Mondial. So are you noticing how supple it is? I mean, we've got some weight in this car.
We do.
And we're coming into these corners, and it just eats them up.
It eats them up. Only on the bigger bumps am I feeling anything through the wheel or the pedals in terms of vibration. But yeah, I think some of that big sidewall you have on the tire helps.
Yeah.
It leans over.
Yeah.
But it doesn't lean a lot. It feels pretty flat, and it sets, and then we're just in the corner.
Yeah.
We're just in the corner.
The suspension is different than modern cars in every way, shape, and form, and how the wheels roll into the car. It actually had negative camber from the factory, which you would never do that today.
No, that's what they did in the 20s to go over like rutted roads.
Yeah. This one does have positive camber. It turns out you can go either direction. But it's that vintage
thing. It had negative camber from the factory or positive camber from the factory?
Negative.
Oh, okay. Like modern cars have negative camber.
Oh, I mean, it had positive camber from
right.
positive camber.
Yes.
Out. Top was out from the factory.
Top was out. It's really easy to drive, and the steering now. Once you get past that like light spot in the middle, super communicative, heavy, like plenty of feel coming through. You can feel it set. This is really nice. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you.
It's cool.
Thank you, man. This is really cool.
Well, I think it's Dino's day to be in the sun.
Dino's day to be in the sun. Jason Camisa, I know that you've been shouting about the glories of these cars for a long time, and as of others with the first gen car. It was branded weird. They weren't sure about it. They put the Dino name on it. They were kind of like, eh. But if you look at one of those, like, it's a stunning shape. And I think this, for the era that was moving into angles and straight lines, is a really gorgeous car. I like the short deck. I really like that shit. It looks like, I don't know, it's like the length of that E30 trunk, but they put a little angle to it and some buttress. It's really nice looking. This car, at first glance, it doesn't look like it would fit 4 people. It just looks too short and like too shapely. And yet there's room in the back for, a small, I don't know. Actually,
he's fine.
An adult could fit back there, I think. Not leg-wise, but the roof line doesn't taper a ton.
Yeah, you can road trip in this car easily, with ease. Lots of stuff.
How are these headlights at nighttime?
I worked them. They're great. This car actually had its original headlights in it when I got it, and they didn't do anything.
I bet they didn't. So what did you just upgraded bulbs now and the wiring
I put
handle and stuff?
Euro H4s in it.
Okay.
And they drift wired them. It's a drivable car. This is a car you can put miles on, go places, do things.
How often do you have to fix something?
Every day.
You can go places if you want to fix stuff in other places.
I bring tools. There's a very well put together toolkit back at the B&B.
Let's see, man. Gas pedal spring is firm, but I don't know. Like the pedals feel right. The tactile sensation of everything. The shifting is just ridiculous. It is so perfect. There's like, I don't know, sometimes you get in a car like new Corvettes, okay, the shifter is usually really accurate, but it almost has a harshness, like a grit to that shifting the feel. This has none of that. It's mechanical, but there's like a couple layers of leather that just smooth it all out of it. It's so good. And it's ergonomically, like right there under your hand. Man, they always got a couple things right. You know, Italians had plenty of flaws, but they got things right. They got things right.
Yeah, downtown LA was first, second, third, second, first, second, third, for second, first, second, third. And lots of thumbs up. That's another thing about this car is everywhere you go, prepare to take some time at the gas station, at the store. It's coming.
Of course. Who doesn't like? I don't know. Even the people I think that outwardly hate a new Ferrari as it goes by. They go, oh, look at this, jag off. If they were in a room by themselves with that car, they'd probably look at it for 20 minutes, and because we all know, like, that's a special thing. It's rare, it's fast, it's expensive,
It's exotic.
it's exotic,
It's
right?
like jewelry. It's
Exactly.
like jewelry.
So I think an older car, it removes the stereotype of the douche from it. It's like, okay, you're caring for something that is part of our history and from the past that probably takes a little bit more work, and it's not something that someone who just made a bunch of money and wants to drive around and show off, like, they're not going to buy this car.
Nope.
Because this car requires work.
Yes.
It requires attention. I'll go down and up. It requires attention and knowledge, and someone who is flippant with their money, and they're not going to buy something like this. It's going to be too much of a headache for them, and they're not going to be able to sync Bluetooth to it.
On that note, I'd like to put a shout out to the internet. You can own a car like this with Ferrari Chat and a couple of different. There's a lot of information out there that was not available years ago. And so if you want to geek out on it, you can find it. There's a lot of misinformation. Obviously, you have to sift through it, but this is a car you can fix.
Yeah, can you imagine if you bought this in 1993 or 87?
Yeah.
I mean, you needed to find the books at the top of the mountain and talk to the wizard, and it would be a lot harder.
Yeah, right. But the information's out there, and if you're going to wrench on a car, why not wrench on one of these?
The engine is very accessible.
Yeah.
You open that hatch, and it's right there. Oh man, that is just that. I really like that. I know I've mentioned the shifting multiple times, but it is great and satisfying and like.
Well, it's the vintage thing.
Yeah, it is. That's true. It's very special. Dude, thank you so much. Like, thank
Zach,
you so much.
it's a pleasure
For emailing me and driving all the way out here and everything.
You bet.
And you too, man. Dude, thank you. This guy is the supercar whisperer. He's gotten to start a couple of Ford GTs and sit in some awesome stuff. And I'm sure one day you're going to be driving your own Ferrari across like the country or something. But by that point it'll be made from like jet propulsion and electricity or something. Who knows? Or you'll drive this.
Yeah.
And you'll
Who knows?
be the only person like distilling gasoline in your basement.
Yeah, right.
Wow, man! Thank you so much. Really, really a rare treat. I appreciate it.
And I'd like to thank you for what you guys do with the Smoking Tire. I think it really brings awareness of the greater community out there, and it's a wonderful thing. And Drive TV, your program is excellent, and what a great group of guys.
Wow, thank you.
You're really.
Thank you.
I mean, you stuck your neck out on the line to do this.
Not really. I mean,
but there was a lot of. No, I mean,
over
you
the
guys.
job. I thought you meant today.
Yeah, no.
I was like, why are you a murderer?
Yeah. No, I mean, the Smoking Tire didn't come out of nowhere.
True.
I mean, there was a lot of effort that went into putting all of that together, and it's got some traction now. And I've been a follower for a long time. I like it.
Yeah, we worked for free for a long time.
You work for free, yeah.
I appreciate that. I don't like compliments, so I'm not good at them. So right now, behind my eyes, I'm just trying to run away from this entire situation. But I do thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Well then, perfect ending. Thank you guys for watching, for supporting us all this time, sharing the videos, everything. It means a lot that we put this job together and it worked. So thank you.
Excellent.
Thank you. All right. See you later.